They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen. We're the farmers, this is our kitchen. And you know what? When you think about things in the past and how people preserve their food, there's some happy accidents out there. I mean, think about caves. Back in the old days, these people were cooking their meat and somehow they figured out that, hey, this tastes really good when it's over the smoke. And guess what? If you leave it on there long enough, it preserves it.
It's true.
Smoked meat. So what happens when you have an extra bunch of food that you can't store? Well, you can smoke it, you can pickle it. Nowadays, you can freeze it, you put it in the freezer. You know, we've got refrigeration now that, you know, is a fairly recent thing in the grand scheme of time. But we have had eggs coming out of our ears. All of a sudden, we have had 4 more chickens that we bought began to lay cute little eggs.
Colorful eggs.
Colorful, look over there. You see the green color and the light pink color. Those are their first efforts at eggs.
Right.
But the old girls are laying too, so we've got all these eggs. Now what are you gonna do with some eggs where you can take one out and eat it for a snack?
I say pickle them.
Pickle them.
That's right.
Now we've done this way back. We pickled them and put them in beet juice.
That's right.
For that pink color. My first experience with a pickled egg was in about 1980. A buddy of mine, Terry Hignite, you've heard me say his name, his dad was in the hospital, bad shape. So we took all our change and put gas in the car so we could get to Huntington, West Virginia and go see his dad in hospital.
That's when change would get you there.
Oh yeah, you took what you could get.
Yeah,
you know, we didn't have any money. We both worked, but you know, we took our money together, went to the hospital.
How did you find eggs
I'm
here?
I'm getting there. So I'd had the pink eggs.
Okay.
So after we got done, we were starving. No food, no anything that we could see. And we just went into this bar.
Were you old enough? Back then you could go in at 18.
Back then you could go because
right.
they had like bar foods
That's
on and
true.
so forth.
That's true.
So we had quarters and that's all we had. So we walked into this BAR.
Okay.
This old guy, a World War I vet, and he had medals all over him. He was shell-shocked. He told us he was shell-shocked. On the bar, there was these yellow jar of eggs. They didn't look as pretty as this.
You never told me this story.
They looked like they'd
yes.
been sitting there for 6 months.
Really?
But
They might have.
But we had quarters.
Okay.
That's all we had. And I think the eggs were maybe a dime.
Wow.
So I thought that looks terrible, but this is all we got. We couldn't afford a sandwich.
Was it good?
It was good.
You didn't get sick?
So
we hadn't sat there that
so
long.
we ate one, then we ate another one. They were really salty because I think in the bar they put salt on. They want you to drink. So we ate 4 or 5 apiece. It was wintertime. And we drove home with the windows up.
That sounds dangerous.
And that's all I've got to say about that. That was my first experience with that. But let's talk about the boiled egg. Let's talk about the boiled egg, the egg in general. What do you get when you eat an egg? An egg contains 78 calories, 5 grams of fat, less than 1 gram of carbohydrate, 6 grams of protein, and 147 milligrams of choline, which supports memory and mood.
I need that.
So you want a healthy snack. It's the middle of the day, you don't have time to grab a whole lunch.
Right.
Grab a couple of pickled eggs.
Yummy. And those are the cute little baby ones.
That's
good.
It's delicious. So I absolutely love pickled eggs.
You do.
And these are the kind with turmeric. Turmeric is really good for you.
You're being so healthy.
Antioxidant.
You're being so healthy.
I'm trying to, because I got a few to lose.
Okay.
So we got our eggs. Recently, we pickled some cauliflower in our jardinera.
That's right.
We have some deer meat
From this year.
that we turned into
That's right.
summer sausage. We have our pickles that we made recently. But the long story short is when you have excess items, you got more green beans than you can put away, or you're
Right.
tired of eating green beans, you can make a snack. Remember Lois's green beans? We're
Yes.
going to revisit that quickly. We're going to also talk about leftover fish. This is some fish that we caught. Now, we like to have folks over. We like to cook for folks.
Yes.
We love to have parties. We love to have our little supper clubs and,
That's right.
and talk with people, talk about food, talk about adventures and traveling. When we first got together, back in the 30s,
That's right.
seems like a long time ago.
It does. It does.
Here's some old footage of us. One thing that we found out real quick, we were both very adventurous in our travel and in our food. Your family, heavy Greek influences,
That's right.
lamb, things like that. So I was introduced to some things I hadn't eaten much of. I brought you in and took you into some southern places, and you got some really southern foods. It was a nice mesh. But first of all, let's get our eggs going, Mrs. Farmer.
Alrighty, and I've already boiled these because that's quite the process. And one thing I noticed too on fresh eggs, like eggs that are out, chickens that are out in the field, it's harder.
They're different. Farm
Yeah, it's
eggs are
harder to
different.
peel.
They're harder
That's right.
to peel.
Farm eggs, yes, they're harder to peel. So I got those done. You didn't want to see me suffer for 2 hours here peeling these, and I struggled. But these are the cute little baby eggs from
that are going to continually get bigger.
That's right. And I have 18 of those here.
All right.
And we're going to fill a jar. Probably this jar would be more like a dozen, but being we have little eggs, we can get 18 in here.
So just go according to the size of your container. You
Yes.
can put these in a quart jar. You know, the bigger the egg, the bigger obviously the rim of the jar that you want.
These are perfectly cute though. And then we have some of these, those pepperoncinis.
Pepperoncinis.
We're going to mix those in too.
Now something you can do if you have some pepperoncinis or some kind of pepper that you've put up and you have just a little bit of heat, you can incorporate that into your juice that you pour into your pickles, your vinegar recipe that you put in there.
Yes. So we have a 12-ounce
Pickled?
pickled pepperoncini container.
How many pecks of pickled pepperoncini peppers did Peter Piper pick?
I have no idea. 50 million.
All right, so we're just going to kind of place these in and kind of build a little mountain of eggs and pepperoncinis. And you can use whatever you want. You can use, if you wanted to use chili peppers or hatch peppers or jalapeno peppers, whatever you want. I like pepperoncinis, I really do.
I'm going to use this juice. Do you care if I just pour them in?
Absolutely.
It's about a quarter cup to half a cup. Let's just let that be part of our...
And that's just more vinegar, and that's just more flavor. It's already done, it's already put up. And again, we don't have to worry about storing these for 15 years.
Because you'll eat them in a week.
I will eat them in a week. That's a really good snack. Really good protein, quick,
Right.
low in carbs, get you energy, get you ready to go.
So now I have 2 cups of water in here and 2 cups of distilled white vinegar.
Now remember that when you're pickling things, when you're doing a quick and easy pickle, especially a refrigerator pickle type thing, it's usually half and half water and vinegar. That's a general base that you can
Right.
go with. Then we're going to take about a tablespoon of pickling spices. We're going to take some salt. I'd say about a teaspoon. Now the salt that I'm using here, I'm not using table salt. I'm using a non-processed sea salt. When you use a non-processed sea salt, you get a lot of the vital minerals that your body needs. And then we're going to go with a half a teaspoon of turmeric.
That's what kind of gives it its color, doesn't it?
And some people use a whole lot of sugar. They'll use a half a cup of sugar, sometimes even more. I think we're going to use 2 tablespoons. I don't want these real sugary. Now, if you want just a little bit of heat, Nikki doesn't like too much.
That was a lot.
Let's use some red pepper flakes. It'll kind of cook out.
Whatever. And now we're going to heat this up. And once it boils, we're going to let it sit a little bit and pour it over the eggs.
If you have too much floaties per se,
Right.
you can take some cheesecloth and you can strain that out and you have basically your turmeric color.
And that's what we did with this because we didn't want all that in
Yeah,
there.
we don't want a lot of floaties per
Right.
se. All right, now we're just going to simply pour this off. And just like that,
Yeah.
we have a jar of pickled eggs. When this cools sufficiently,
In the fridge.
in the fridge, and guess what? These I'll even have for breakfast sometimes.
You will.
Let's put these right side by side.
Too beautiful. Aren't they pretty? They look pretty.
Quick and easy,
I love it.
nothing to it. Beautiful thing. Just that simple. So we find ourselves with a surplus of green beans. So you're tired of snapping and you're tired of canning, you're tired of freezing. So what else can you do and have an immediate snack? Well, our friend Lois, not too long ago, made some wonderful green beans. Now her husband, Bobby Joe, grows some of those huge green beans. We don't have any of those, but we still have some that are pretty good size. So we're gonna take these and we're gonna make some pickled green beans. And this is a la Lois. But we just want a reminder here because tis the season. So you're gonna take your jar and you can pack as many as you can in there. This is such a good snack. Now this little jar won't last any time at all, but you can add this to your charcuterie plate.
Yummy.
And make some people very happy. You know, a lot of kids who have never tried this, everybody that we've seen, everybody that we've let try this absolutely loves them. So again, this is just vinegar and water, half and half, a cup apiece. We're gonna take a half a cup of sugar.
A lot more sugar in this one.
This is more of a sugar-based deal here. We're gonna put a cinnamon stick in here. So we're gonna take a teaspoon of pickling spices. We're gonna take a half a teaspoon of pickling salt. We're just gonna bring that to a boil. We're gonna pour it in there while it's still hot. This is not pressure cooking. This is not meant to last on the shelf for 25 years. This is gonna go in the refrigerator as soon as we open it, and you got a shelf life of maybe
2 minutes with
2
you.
or 3 months.
2 minutes.
Maybe 15 minutes.
That's right, you're just gonna eat it.
If it's lucky.
Midnight snack.
Midnight snack. So remember, you can hot bath these. It'll give it a little longer shelf life. They
Yeah.
will seal. Looky there. Pickled stuff everywhere. So recently, a bunch of old men called this old man and said, hey, you want to go salmon fishing up on the Great Lakes? I said, yes, I do. So I went to New York State, in the middle of nowhere, and this salmon catching process up there is not throwing a rod out. I mean, it's finding the speed of the water on top, finding the current of the water on the bottom, finding a specific temperature, finding
loved
these
it,
fish.
didn't you? Loved
It's a massive, I
Yes.
mean, you better have a good guide. It's a massive undertaking. So we got some great guides. So we went out and we caught some salmon. And let me tell you what, when you catch one of these bad boys, 2 or 3 of them's all you want. They wear you out. Copper line and a fish on.
45-pound copper. We're running it 400 feet back. It's getting us about 90 feet deep. We've got a 30-foot fluorocarbon leader and a flasher fly combo.
So the whole idea is without any accoutrement, you can get it down there with the wire.
Yes, the wire takes it down. You don't get a whole lot of fight because it weighs the fish down, but
Yeah, I've noticed that.
we need to subdue them for
Oh! What do we have on, Tim?
bluegill.
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 Dude, these things will burn me up. Oh man, that's a nice fish.
What's your favorite way to eat salmon?
Smoked by far.
You know what? I'm kind of right there with you. We're going to do a post recipe, but give us your secret for what's your brine?
Kosher salt, water, maple syrup, a little bit of brown sugar that you can use as a glaze and continue to baste it as it smokes.
How
That's the
long?
key.
How long? What temperature?
I do pretty low, probably looking at 220 until it's done, which is kind of hard to say, but
Just got to check it.
just gotta check it.
And what wood?
I'm a big fan of apple, but apple wood, cherry wood with a fish would be great. But mesquite never hurt anybody either.
No, never killed anybody. What
what happens when you fish for several days and you bring back a bunch of salmon? When you're a kid, and I was a kid, we've talked about this,
Yes.
there was a rotation, okay? There was Sunday pot roast.
That's right. Potatoes and carrots.
There's potatoes and carrots. Then you might have liver and onions.
Ooh, yes.
All this stuff inexpensive.
That's right.
Because our parents did very well, but we were not wealthy by any means.
And spaghetti.
Spaghetti. And
right.
then you had salmon patties or croquettes, as they call them down
Our
here.
moms must have talked back then because they cooked the same stuff.
What did you have with your salmon patties?
Peas.
Peas.
A lot of times
I
they had
remember
peas,
having
yes.
peas. Let me tell you a story about my sister. My sister hated green beans, peas, anything that was healthy. So when we were getting along, we weren't fighting, Mom was making sure we were getting healthy. We'd make sure
Right.
we got all the food we needed to get. So she would hand me green beans under the table.
And you'd eat
And I
them.
would eat her green beans, and in turn, and then I would not, or she wouldn't tell on me for doing something.
You needed a
terrible.
dog under the. You needed a dog under the table.
We didn't have dogs inside, but I was the dog.
There you go.
I was eating the vegetables, the broccoli, whatever, because I liked it. But salmon was on the rotation.
That's right,
But
it
it was
was.
out of a can. Salmon croquettes.
Exactly.
Can't beat it. So what happens when you have a little leftover salmon?
Yummy.
We don't normally do that. First of all, you check and see. When there's a bunch of old guys cleaning them, you got to make sure that the bones are out. Because a lot of times when you're in a situation where you got a bunch of fish, we're going to make sure the bones are gone. Now, if you have some salmon that you have bought in the store, yes, you can use this. Just be careful with the bones, because the canned salmon, as we all know, when it's pressure cooked, those bones, I used to like to eat them.
I know, me too.
The little round
Yes.
ones, you know, from
yes.
the spine.
I did too.
Yeah. So we're going to take that and put it in your little chopper, and we're going to choppity chop chop. So let's use a red pepper in this. I think it looks prettier.
Right.
I'm going to warm up this olive oil. Now again, I'm not going to get hot, hot, hot. Our salmon is cooked already, so we don't have to worry about it not getting cooked all the way through. Now that looks a little bit like canned salmon, doesn't it?
It does. It tastes a lot better though. I could just eat that like that.
mm.
Delicious.
Omega-3s, omega-3s, omega-3s. So I'm assuming that's about a pound. So what we're going to do is take our dry, I'm going to pour maybe a third cup in there.
Right.
Put some breadcrumbs.
So cornmeal breadcrumbs.
Put maybe a quarter cup of flour. And whatever seasoning you want in there, all-purpose seasoning. I know Mom said she put garlic in there.
Garlic
We're
shell.
going to put some garlic in there. Put a few red pepper flakes.
You like your red pepper flakes.
I do. I promise I'm not going to go too much.
Whatever.
Just a few of those. And let's come in with some parsley. I'm going to probably go 2 tablespoons.
That's good stuff.
A little pepper. All right, there's our dry
Dry
ingredients.
stuff.
Let's go ahead and put our fish in here.
Yummy.
And let's go ahead and take most of these onions and
Oh, wow.
peppers and put,
Those are yummy too.
let's put some mayonnaise.
Right there.
Oh yeah, heaping, let's put in some more.
More.
Tablespoon and a half of mayonnaise.
All right.
Let's put some Dijon mustard in
Stir it
there.
up for you. You want all that?
Yep, and I need an egg.
I can get you an egg.
I know we got eggs.
Get you an egg.
Start mixing that up.
All right, you want to put the egg in?
Yep, go ahead and put the egg in.
I don't think Mom's was this fancy. She was pretty simple.
No, it was very simple.
Yeah.
But these are just some of the things that I want to put in here.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back with just about, I don't know, 3/4 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. So, Mrs. Farmer, I hate to do this to you, but
Okay.
this is where we got to dig in
That's me.
and get some out.
What do you want, like a ball?
Let's make a patty. Look at that. We got a slow thing going here. That's perfect. You go ahead and drop that one in. Don't drop it. Look at that.
Perfect.
Beautiful. So I'll tell you what I've done. I'm making a little sauce here.
What do you got in there so far?
Just a little bit of mayonnaise, probably, I would say 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and I would say a 1/2 teaspoon or less of ketchup, just a tad of vinegar. We're going to use some smoked paprika,
Yummy.
okay?
Paprika.
Paprika, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion powder, tad of sugar, just a tad.
You think this one's done?
I think it is.
Alrighty.
A little bit of butter on the buns. Just lightly toast those. So here's what we've got.
Wow.
We've got huge salmon patties or croquets. We got kind of some homemade yum yum sauce here.
Do you think you can eat this whole thing? I'm gonna share mine with Kelly. How's
Do
that?
you have any doubt that I can
Yeah, I
eat
do
this?
with you, but there's no way for me. This is too
I
much.
think you can do it.
Uh-huh.
Pick the smaller one.
That looks really little.
So let's take this nice piece of bib lettuce and put on there.
Nice. That's too pretty
Put
to
that
eat.
right there.
I love it when the meat's
Put
bigger
a
than
pickle on the tray here.
bigger than the
A little peppercini on the side. Just look at that.
Wow.
Try it, see what you think.
Wow.
Look at that. Can you dig it?
Good job.
Does it take you back?
And I can tell this is, you know, we used to have salmon in cans. I could tell this is, I mean, that's still good, but this is amazing with the fresh salmon. I like all your peppers and onions too. Gives it a little crunch.
Oh man.
Wow.
You know what? I'm not kidding you.
That's really good.
That is kind of amazing.
Yes, it is.
And I can't wait to eat that whole thing. You know, here lately we've had a lot of rain and then followed by some warm weather, and mushrooms are starting to pop up. Now this is a reminder that if somebody says, hey Tim, can you identify this mushroom? I will not do that on our social media pages. But if you have a question about a mushroom, Official Kentucky Mushrooms, Peter Ninneman, who is over here, who really knows his stuff, will be glad to help you with that. But here's something that we did not too long ago. This is one that I really want you to pay attention to. You have to identify it. Make sure somebody knows what it is, but it's my favorite, one of my favorite.
That's right.
It's chicken in the woods. So we did a little Easter egg hunt, and we had Sammy and Taryn see if they could find the mushroom.
That's right.
We already knew where it was, but we took them up to the woods. So this is something that's going to be coming shortly. Some people are already finding them. It's delicious.
Yes.
There's a reason they call it chicken in the woods, because it tastes like chicken. So let's take a look real quick at this segment, because these are up and coming.
Right.
Some people are already finding them. Chicken in the woods with Sammy.
What those are, the common name for those are chicken of the woods. A lot of people say if you take them and you batter them up and you fry them, it tastes like chicken of the woods. Tastes like chicken.
I'm gonna get the bucket.
No, hang on. We're not there yet. Not there yet. As we look around, that kind of tree right there behind Kelly is a cedar tree, okay? It's like a pine. You ever heard of a pine tree and a cedar tree? We don't want to look for those around there. We want to look for an oak tree. Typically, these are on the base of an oak tree or an oak stump. So what I think we should do is to take a walk up there by the deer and look at the base of some oak trees and see if we can find anything that's orange and yellow, and it's called?
Chicken of the woods.
All right, so Sammy is getting the bowl, a beautiful homemade wooden bowl. You want one more look at it, or do you think you know what it looks like? You know
I actually know what it looks like.
Yeah, there? Yeah, we good to go? All right, let's go look for mushrooms. Let's go this way first.
I don't know if we're going to find any or not, guys. They're usually at the base of trees.
Oh, is that one?
Where?
Right there.
You got it! How about that? You see it, Sammy? Okay, just grab them and break them from the very bottom.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that good? Get on the very bottom of it.
Got a little piece of it.
There you go. Let's get on the bottom.
Great. Great job.
Ta-da!
We got some.
You know, if you find these recipes attractive, you think you might want to visit our site where we have gazillions, where would you go, Mrs. Farmer?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
And we do have a Facebook page. We have a whole lot of friends over there that we talk to constantly, and it's really difficult to get on this page. What are the steps you have to go through?
There's one step.
What is it?
You hit like.
Wow.
Yes.
So, Ms. Farmer, are you about to dive into that sandwich?
I am. I'd like another bite.
Before we do, let's let people know that it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and super, super good eats.
And we'll see you next week with a brand new Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen is brought to you by Boone Contracting. Dream, design, build. We build your dreams. Lexington. Wilderness Road Hospitality, Stanford, Kentucky. Buck's Grill, cooking for the folks since 2008. Maysville, Kentucky. Ephraim McDowell Medical Center in Danville, Kentucky. A destination soaked in bourbon history, Log Still Distillery. Set against the backdrop of Kentucky's iconic rolling hills in Nelson County.